Hello, everyone. Welcome to this ChatLoopBackOff live stream. So, welcome. I think if you're here, you are interested to discover a new solution from CNCF landscape. And I'm pretty also very eager to learn from this session because there's always a lot of interesting things that we can learn from exploring tools and see how it goes. So, my name is Henrik Rexed. I am a CNCF ambassador. So I will be the host today. So I'm very happy that to host this session. I'm based in France. So first of all, if you are connected here, let us know from where you're connected. So just say hi, and let's just interact with us, because with interactions it's always nicer, and it's live stream, so you need to interact with us. So every week we have a different type of live stream. It's on the CNCF channel. Today we are targeting the ChatLoopBackOff series, where we're going to cover a session. It's going to be again exploring a solution. So I have mainly no experience with Cert-manager. My friend will introduce him in a few seconds. We'll also have is not an expert on it, so we are going to explore this solution, and I think it's going to be exciting, because out of this we're going to learn tons of things from this exploration. So it's to remind everyone connected today, this is an official live stream of the CNCF, which means this live stream is subject to the CNCF Code of Conduct. So please don't do anything that will harm anyone. So don't post bad comments in the chat that could violate the Code of Conduct. So please be respectful to anyone interacting with this live stream. All right. So I think I made my own duties for today. And I think I want to bring my friend Ronit. So hi, Ronit. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm very, very good. So where are you connected, Ronit, today?
Right now I'm connecting from India, Kolkata.
Kolkata. Oh, so I've been a lot in India. Really hope to go back there, because I used to go there every 2 months. But I never
Oh,
had the chance to visit Calcutta. So in many cities, but never Calcutta. So this is going to be in my list in the future, that's for sure.
definitely,
um,
definitely. Count me whenever you are planning.
Sure, we'll do. Love to. I will do that. So you are a CNCF ambassador since 2 years now, and you're also a DevOps engineer working at Fox. So yeah, maybe tell us a bit about you. What your actual experience? What your expertise in general? So then we could basically then touch base on our topic of today that we'll introduce in just seconds.
Definitely. So, hi everyone. This is Ronit Banerjee, and I have been a CNCF ambassador since last 2 years. I have been exploring cloud native as my buddy, and it's very interesting to actually hop onto different topics. And this will be actually my second chat loop back off session. The last time I hosted this was episode 36, if I'm not wrong. So that was around Istio service mesh.
Oh,
And this time the topic will be very, very different, but it will be unveiled by Henrik himself. So what we will be talking about is something very, very interesting. But before that, I'll just go for my quick introduction. I'm a DevOps engineer at FredFox.ai, which is a startup based out of Bangalore and Pune. And talking about my expertise, I have been into DevOps engineering space since quite a while now. I've been into open source development as well. I'm a Google Summer of Code mentor for DBPD Association, and I'm also contributing to open source organizations under CNCF and LFX. If you are attending any of the flagship events like KubeCon, open source summits, or anything like that, you will find me over there for sure. Fingers crossed. So that's pretty much about myself.
so will you be at in QCon London in next week?
Not really.
And
Sadly,
for
I won't be, but I really wish that I could have.
Okay, so next time then I will try
Yeah.
to catch up with you I'm probably on
Definitely.
another KubeCon event for sure. So,
Maybe KubeCon India.
sorry. I'd love to. It's
Maybe.
just that the dates for this year didn't match with my own schedule, so I had to. Yeah, I didn't put it on my list for this year because I need vacations, and obviously there was not the right timing for this. So
Right.
so like we discussed, there is a topic for today. We are going to
Yes.
talk about the Cert-manager. So the Cert-manager is in many operators and many solutions. There are you may see the Cert-manager part of the project that you need to use. So first of all, if you want to have the details, you have the websites of the Cert-manager on the bottom. So check it out. And yeah, let's start. I will let you share your screen, and I will mute myself, not mute myself, but I will probably let you walk through
We
the
will
things,
interact.
and then
Yes.
I will ask you questions for sure.
Definitely. So before getting started, I would just I think already Henrik told you all that we are not an expert about Cert Manager. We are like newbies about it, and we will just explore around this tool, how it works, and how to install it, and why it's actually essential. Why do we actually need it, right? So before getting into the docs, let's see like if we just simply Google Cert Manager, right? So, what is the first thing that we come across? Obviously, the docs, right? That is very self-explanatory. But what else? We get the GitHub, and we get plenty of resources. But if we just go for a simple definition, I think we can just get it from here. What does it say? It says that we can automatically provision and manage TLS certificates in Kubernetes. So, again, why do we need TLS certificates at all? Okay, let's dive into that part. So I think everyone has heard about HTTPS, right? So what is HTTPS? It's like a protocol which is used for web, but this S is the deal here, right? So whenever we are typing in some website like http colon slash slash google.com, so where we land is actually HTTPS, but we have written HTTP. Even if we remove this S, we will still land upon HTTPS. So how does it work? It is actually the game of TLS and SSL certificates, right? So this is really essential for you to actually keep an SSL certificate on your site so that it looks good as well as it's much more secure, right? So everybody actually just like this connection is secure logo over here. So why would I complain, right? And what we will do is like what is actually the pros and cons of using and not using Cert Manager, right? So I'll just quickly uh, take you to Excalibur. A lot of things over here, just ignore them for now. What we will do is we will just come here, right? So what we will note is we will just take a note of why Cert Manager is important. Okay, so this is the first question which is coming up in our minds, right? Next question: what uh, actually how to implement it? Third, if we implement it, is it uh, used in production? Let's answer it through Google itself. Let's ask it. Okay, so it simplifies and automates the management of TLS certificates. It was pretty much the same thing which actually the GitHub says. And yes, so what are the key advantages? So advantage is that it automates the certificate lifecycle management. So if you have ever actually worked with web dev or any deployments as of now, be it service, be it some front end, always you have seen that if there's a SSL or TLS certificate attached to that particular website or application, it has an expiry date, right? So what it does is that it actually helps us to auto renew this, so that we don't have to need, like, we just don't need to have some manual intervention over there. So it's self managed, right? So how cool is it? And it's already, as I said, it's like about security and trust. And it has a very very good tight integration with Kubernetes. As I say, that it's a part of the CNCF landscape. Now, what is CNCF landscape? Let's have a quick dive into it. So it's a huge mighty pool of tools which you get in CNCF, right? Now, if I try to search for Cert-manager, so you get it over here, Cert-manager, right? So Cert-manager is a CNCF graduated tool which comes under the security tag, and it was in the sandbox era in 2020. Then it was incubating stage in 2022, and finally it got graduated in 2024. It's pretty recent that it graduated, right? So like, if you want to know more about the project, like, you have plenty and plenty of information over here. Just it's not just about Cert-manager. If you want to explore any tool which is relevant to CNCF, you will get it over here. Like, it's a literal ocean, right? So there's no end to it. And also, if you want to learn more and want to get connected with the community, you can just join the Slack channel, so that you can actually push your doubts, right? And be respectful over there. So this is what we get from the CNCF landscape page. Now, with that, we also come up with simplified TLS encryption, reduce risk of downtime, scalability, zero trust security, etc. And it's CNCF graduated, as I said initially. So
But
this is basically, yeah.
I was
Henrik?
because when I'm looking at this and say, oh, it reminds me a lot of advantage of Istio, because you did the Istio episode you mentioned, and Istio
Yes.
and provides, but it's not Istio provides more things behind the scenes, and here you
Yeah.
of course you do the security aspects. So I'm very eager to see more. Tell us more. Tell us more.
Definitely. So, like, Istio was a different gravy altogether, but this is very, very niche and catering to a specific need, right? So, like, if definitely, if you want to learn more about Istio, definitely give a watch for the episode 36, right? And let's go more into this part. So now we know that why Cert-manager is important, right? So if I'm about to mention the most important point, so that is definitely the auto renewal of certs, easy to manage, and well integrated with Kubernetes. Now, if someone asks, like, is there no alternative to Cert-manager? Like, is it not just possible to use some SSL or TLS certificate without Cert-manager on Kubernetes? So the answer is no. There are ways, but this is the easiest and this is the most efficient way. So if we are just curious, like, is there any way to add SSL TLS cert on Kubernetes other than Cert-manager? I think you can just directly add it to the Kubernetes secret. But this is like a static process which will be referencing through the ingress resource, I think. And yeah, I think Henrik wants to say something.
No, I
Do you
said
want,
that
like,
I think this approach with the secret is not super secure for your certificates.
exactly?
So I think here Cert Manager will bring more security in the way we deliver certificates for sure.
Yes, yes, that was the point. So like, this is also another point that is more secure, right? So now we have answer to this question, And this might be the most important part of why we are actually conducting this session. Next is how to implement it. And now Dr. Docs is at rescue, as always. Docs is always like the underrated Don over here, right? So what we'll do is we will just simply go to the Cert-manager official page, and this is what it says. It has support to all the major cloud providers. Also, like we will talk about Let's Encrypt more, as this will be our SSL TLS certificate provider, and it is proudly like a CNCF graduated project. And this has the key features listed upon here. And yeah, also if you want to add like something more to why it is important, so definitely it is supported by, or maybe the correct term will be recognized by major cloud providers, right? So let's come to the implementation part. And I think we can go to the documentation for that. So here comes the documentation. This is like how it actually works. Let's go through this part. So for example, if we want to create a certificate for our service, so we will just simply use Let's Encrypt. Why? Because Let's Encrypt gives us free certificates. Okay. So if you want to get some certificate, Let's Encrypt will be in action. Cool. And what Cert-manager will do is that it will create the certificate and manage it for you. And whenever you are trying to get a domain against that service, this will be automatically attached through Cert-manager itself. And the signed key pair will be under the Kubernetes secret, right? So as already was mentioned by my friend, he said that it's very essential to have Kubernetes secrets under the hood, and here it is. Cool, awesome. Now we will just slowly move into the installation part. Now there are two ways to install Cert-manager. One way is to simply go for a kubectl apply, and the second way is to use Helm. So what is Helm? Helm is basically a package manager, if you don't know. Package manager for Kubernetes. Pretty simple to use. This is actually the simplest way to use or install any type of Kubernetes resource. Right? So what we will do is we will just simply go to our terminal window. I'll just clear it up for myself, right? And I have created a folder with few of the manifest files we will be touching upon later, and these will be very essential for the tutorial overall. And we will try to implement some things, and we will explore if something just doesn't work, right? And what we will do eventually is we will just install this particular tool using Helm. So this is the Helm command for this. And mind you that I have already set up a Kubernetes cluster for myself. So if you go for Kubernetes get nodes, so you will get this. And I have like my friend actually created this cluster for me. Shout out to him. And now what we will do is we will simply do it on this cluster. And mind you, you can do this experiments on any cluster, be it on a Minikube or K3s cluster in your local machine, or it might be on DigitalOcean, AWS, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, anywhere you want, right? Next, I'll just simply go ahead and use the Helm command, and here we go. This has been already added to my repository. Cool. And this command says that it will install the Cert-manager from this particular package. and the namespace will be created as Cert-manager. Like actually if the Cert-manager namespace doesn't exist, then the namespace will be created by default. The version is the latest one, and also we have enabled the CRD to be true, so that it actually installs all the CRDs which are relevant to it, right? So we will just go forward, and we just need some time to install this entire thing. It will take some time. Meanwhile, do let us know if you have any questions, because it's a live session, and I would love to interact if someone is watching me live.
So
Meanwhile,
you
we
meant
need to wait.
so you mentioned
Yep.
CRDs. Does the docs describe the various CRD that the cert manager installed?
Yeah. So what happens is that there are multiple, like, okay, let me just do one Google search. So CRDs for Cert Manager. So if you move into the CRDs doc, so what happens is that you can actually check, like, actually Cert Manager uses CRDs, custom resources, to define the resources. For example, if we call issuer, or if we call cluster issuer, like there are two main resources we will be using, issuer and cluster issuer, right? And certificate as well. So if we're talking about issuer is like a resource that will actually be impacting only within one namespace or within one node, like whatever. And for cluster issuer, it will be for the entire cluster. So primarily we will go for a cluster issuer, so that we don't need to apply it every time, right? And the certificate will actually create, like, it will be the cherry on the cake after the entire process is done. Then the certificate is being released, and we will be able to see the certificate requested, as well as the certificate through describing the, like,
The
resource using
CRDs.
kubectl commands.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this is the plan for now. Okay, so now we can see that Cert Manager V117 has been deployed successfully. Now, the next step would be to actually check, like, whatever has been here. Get NS, and I think you will have Cert Manager over here. And if we just do a kubectl get all dash n Cert Manager. So I think this is all we have over here. So the pods are up. We have the Cert Manager pod itself. We have a CA injector. We have the webhook. Everything is running fine. We have services over here. We will also need a service separately for the load balancer, which we will be writing. And we have deployments. We have replica sets. Everything looks fine. Great. Everything looks pretty much in shape. Now, what we are trying to do is that we will actually get some secret from Cloudflare. So, how Cloudflare is helping us over here is that we have a domain name registered over Cloudflare, and we will just get an API token key, so that we can use it further for our verification purpose, and we can actually get it verified for our through our Let's Encrypt and Cert Manager, right? So we will just quickly hop on to the Cloudflare account.
So do you need to always do that with the Cloudflare, or you
We can actually, like, use any type of, like, such service. It's not like we are dependent on Cloudflare over here.
for sure? Okay.
Yeah. Cloudflare is just easy to use, and it's like folks have already used Cloudflare somehow or somewhere. So this is like the best, like the least learning curve, I would say. So recently we created an API token. So I'll also share how we can actually create one. So we can just go for a create API token and create a custom token, and you can select basically your permissions according to your needs, and you can just create one, and then you will get a token which will be like a one-time token that will be showed, and you won't be able to see it further, I believe. So you have to store it in a safe place, and you can reuse it time to time. So I have already stored it somewhere safe, and I will use it for the verification purpose. Cool. Now what we will do is we will actually go for our short repository that is over here, and we have a few of the YAML scripts. So what do we need is, if someone is new to Kubernetes, we need manifests uh, for applying any type of resources on Kubernetes. So Kubernetes manifests are YAML files that defines the desired state of a Kubernetes object. So this is the definition to it. So whatever we whatever changes we apply to our cluster, we have to get it done through our YAML files. Correct. Now we will just quickly move on to this part. Before starting anything, I'll just check if we have the desired namespace over here. Yeah, all good. So what we will do is we will actually create a new namespace that is for our Nginx load balancer, which will actually help us to get an external IP. So if we go for a kubectl get svc, we will find these, and we don't have any external IP through which we can connect to the outside world, right? As far as we can see over here. Now what we need to do is we need to implement this load balancer so that we can gain external traffic. Right, we can try to at least. So let's do it. kubectl apply dash f ld YAML. Okay. Oh, I just forgot to create the namespace. Create ns nginx 2. Yep. Now if we try to check the service, this says that the external IP is in the pending state, but it will eventually come up. It takes some time to shoot up the IP, but it will take some time. Meanwhile, what we will do is we will just quickly go for something which is more important. That is the cluster issuer secret, right? So the token which I generated over there is this one. Uh, so what it does is that it will actually communicate with the Cloudflare server and get it verified, right? And also we should use a base 64 encoded API key. This is like a standard we should follow, and I believe this one will not be getting accepted, and we have to convert it to base 64. But we can just try to get it done. Let's see what happens. So kubectl apply dash f cluster sure secret. Yeah, man. Okay, so here it says that base 64 data is here. So there's a command through which we can actually convert this. Just give me a few seconds. I'll just check it over here. Convert to Um, okay, so we have to encode it into base 64. Else we can just use some
You
AI
can,
tool
or you can do
that will
online.
work.
There's online toolings that codes for you.
Yeah. That also works. Uh, so this is some format which I'm not sure about. So encode to base 64. Okay, this works, I believe. Yeah, I think this would be quicker. Let's see. Uh, okay, I hope that works. Okay, I'll just keep it hashed so that I can use it later on if needed. API token. I think this should work. Cool. Let's try again. Awesome. Cool. So now, with that being said, we have created the secret for our cluster issuer. So if I'm talking about the CRDs, right? So like these are the types of CRDs which are being created just for Cert-manager. These are not the default Kubernetes objects which we see. These are the CRDs which we were talking about. So be it cluster issuer, be it issuer itself, be it something like certificate, these are under the Cert-manager CRD. Awesome. So now what we need to do is that we need to quickly go for cluster issuer creation, right? So we will just kubectl apply. Okay, before doing that, just go through. This is a Cert-manager v1 cluster issuer we are doing. It's just a name which we have given. I've added this email ID so that even if, like, for example, this SSL or TLS certificate gets expired, I'll get an email notification that hey, this is expiring at this time. Even if it's like meant to actually renew it automatically, still it will give me a notification. That is super cool. That's why they ask for an email ID and the private key which we are gonna reference, and this is the DNS for Cloudflare, and this will be the name for the secret, and we are going for an API token. So this is how it should work, and let's try it out. Let's see if it works. Cluster issuer. Okay, I made a typo. Issuer.yaml. Okay, cool. It says that it's configured. Uh, Now we also need to check qctl can all dash a. With this, we just can see all the resources on every namespace, right? So we can see Nginx. Okay, see the external IP is here by the time. We have the external IP. If we need to expose something, we will be able to use it. This one, and we have everything on Cert-manager as expected. And if we go for a service check, which we'll be doing after implementing the certificate itself. So what we will do is we will just, the last step is to create the certificate. So what the certificate is doing is that we have the metadata, we have the namespace where the certificate will be belonging to, the secret, also the issuer reference. This is the issuer for us, which the name is already mentioned over here if you have noticed. So this is the name for the cluster issuer. We will be referring to the same one, and the DNS name will be app.myname.com. So this is a custom domain. This domain belongs to me already. I have just created a subdomain out of it, and we will try to implement this. Right. So let's try to do it. ctl apply dash if certificate YAML. Okay, so it says that it's being created. Now what we need to check is that we will just go for a kubectl describe certificate nginx2 and in the same namespace. Okay, so if we are seeing this correctly, it's under the issuing type, so it's still issuing. Created a request. Now we will also check the request as of now. So for that we will do this certificate request, and we will be able to see that. Yeah. So we are waiting for the issuance, right? Uh, so according to what we can see, the certificate request has been approved by Cert-manager, but it's yet to be approved from the opposite end. So also we need to do another thing, that is get sorry log insert manager. So this will show us the problems, right? So requeuing item sort manager control, issuing ready. Okay, propagation check failed, not yet propagated, it says. Challenge in work queue no longer exists. So this is what we are seeing right now. Hmm. Okay. So
Is it the Cloudflare? And do you have anything from Cloudflare perspective? Because I think
is it Cloudflare? Do you have any Cloudflare perspective? Because I think sorry, Henrik.
because it says there's something about Cloudflare.
There's something. Yes, it's something about Cloudflare, but we don't know it's what about Cloudflare right now. So we have created this token for this purpose, and if we have option to edit somehow, so I think, okay, let us, I think I'll just edit it once again. I'll just add there's no option to add admin for once and for all. So count. This is what I did from docs. Hmm, count DNS setting, DNS zone. DNS. So no, this is not required. I think this should be enough. I think this will. Token has been updated, it says. Let's check if something has changed over there. Nope, nothing over here. Meanwhile, we can also check here what's the status. Okay, certificate has been issued successfully, it says. So the Cert-manager is working as expected. Certificate fetched from the issuer successfully. Uh, yep, it's working.
Amazing.
Great, awesome. So we could actually generate a certificate using this. Now the next step would be to expose an application. Now, what we'll do is let's try to do this together. Now, I'm not sure if we can do it, but we can try. QCTL get svc dash a. Okay, so this is the external IP we have. This should show us the page of Nginx itself, right? Am I correct? Okay, it's not showing up anything.
Did you create the? Did you? So it's. Did you add the load balancers services to Nginx directly, or?
Actually, this is the LB I've created. So we have like port 80 assigned to it. And it's a service. Actually, it's just a service. It's not the deployment itself. So a service won't do enough. So we have to create a deployment as well. Otherwise, it won't give us an UI. Even if it's exposed, we won't get an UI because we don't have a like Nginx pod attached to it. Now, what we can do is we can actually create. We can simply get uh, Nginx deployment template. Yep, this one should work. Nginx deployment .yaml. Yeah, so I just keep it to one. Port 80 deployment. Yeah, I think this should work. Certificate has been generated successfully, but we just need to test it out by ourselves if it works. But we might fall short of time, but still we will try till the last minute. Okay, let's
So
try
we
it out.
still, for those who are listening, we still have 50 minutes to go for the live stream. So if you have any
Mhm.
questions or anything, just drop a question in the chat of YouTube or in the chat of LinkedIn.
Okay, so we have Nginx deployment. Okay. Uh, I think I did something wrong. I have to delete this one and I, I did it in the wrong namespace. Uh,
That
yes.
happens.
So um, have to. I think I can do it from here if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think so. Okay, if I do cube cd will get r dash a should be somewhere over here. Okay, it's up. It's under the Nginx 2 namespace as it should be. The pods are up, I believe. The pod is up. Yes, the pod is up. So if I go to that, if I try to hit this URI once again, will it work? Oh yeah, here it is. Awesome. Now what we need to do is this is getting exciting. Now we need to actually add a DNS record. We need to add a DNS record over here. That is this one. We have to replace the IP. The proxy should be turned off. This should be the app.ronitbanerjee.com. Type A, and this should work. Fingers crossed. Let's hit banerjee.com. It's not creating the. Is it? Service is exposed, but it's not attaching yet. Meanwhile, are we getting any questions? Because we are just this close.
Did you, because here you mapped the port 8080, you port 80 of the Nginx.
Yes.
And how does Nginx link the issuer or the certificate that you created?
Mm, it's on the LB. The target port is 80. It's 80 over here.
Yeah, but the on the Cert-manager one, the certificates that you created.
Certificate one.
Yeah.
We have this one. Like we have just mentioned the DNS name over here.
Yeah.
Mm, so practically it should have worked, but I think we are missing out on something. Definitely something which um, what might be the problem? So here is the automated challenge that was created from the cert managers end. This is how the authentication happened, right? So this was very important, the first important step for us. There must be in the quotation mark. No, that is fine. Uh, but it says that we have communication over here, but still we are missing out on something. Should we do a C name? Should we do a C name? Should we try for a C name? What was the IP though? This is the IP. Okay.
We have an error
If
there.
mm, nope, nope, nope. Isn't the way. We are just like missing out on something at the very end. But yeah, like I'm
Did,
pretty much happy with the progress. Like I never imagined that I would be able to implement it in one go.
I think there's some annotation that you can add.
Where should it be?
I mean, in the ingress, I'm looking at the docs where you are trying to help you, but
Uh, can I just try it out on some other browser if possible? Let's try it out on some other browser if it's
the cache.
no.
With DNS, it works. Kelvin says.
With DNS it works. Uh, is it working with DNS? Mm, like with HTTPS and the IP? Is it what he tries to mention?
No, I think he mentioned that you created DNS app something, so DNS is resolved.
Yes, the DNS is resolved. Yeah, like it's actually working, but without the S. If you do this, then it would work, but it's not secured. Like the
Yeah,
SSL is not attached, so that's the catch. Um, okay, so um, at dot Ronit Banerjee dot. This is what I have mentioned. Okay, let me just get some secrets. Oh, okay. Mm, big secrets. So the certificate is here, as I can see. If I just kubectl describe certificate in Nginx to it show me something. Okay. In Nginx.
I think you forgot the namespace now.
Oh, okay. Once again, in Nginx to issuing is successfully issued. This is what it says. Certificate is issued, so Cert-manager is working fine. I think it's just the configuration which we were actually going wrong on Cloudflare. The rest is working as expected.
Well done, Ronit. We are
Yeah.
you did it in time because we have about 4 minutes to conclude.
Yep. The end result is the certificate is generated, and I'm happy with the result. Yes.
All right.
It would have been better if we have shown the secure green lock mark, but no luck this time.
Yeah, and there's by the way, there's plenty of tutorials on the Cert-manager. If you for those who is also discovering the Cert-manager, there's plenty of tutorials. There's one on the ingress controller. There's on there are different ones. So for and Ronnie, did you take a specific any specific tutorials? Do you have the one of the tutorial that was described in the Cert-manager documentation, or you're just explored?
I just explored. Eventually, I landed up over here. Like before coming to the session, like before going live, I was like just exploring, and trust me, nothing worked. And everything that worked was working live over here. So maybe it's just luck, or maybe I did it right. So this is what we experience while exploring together, right? So this is how community works. I'm happy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, in 55 minutes, good job. you, you did most of the work. I think maybe an extra half an hour, and everything was working for sure.
Yes, yes, definitely. It's just the short of time we have right now.
All right. So thanks for it. You did an amazing job. For those who have been following this live stream, and if you have any questions, drop your questions in YouTube or LinkedIn. The recording will be available after this live. So if you have any questions, we will try to pay attention and try to answer those questions later on. Thanks for everyone that has been connected to us for this full hour. I hope you enjoyed and you explored as us and discovered things about the Cert-manager. All right. And for those who's going to be at, there's a couple of things going on in the CNCF landscape to next week. For those who are not aware, there's a KubeCon happening. So check it out. Come join us at KubeCon. And we also have a lot of CNCF events coming on. So if you want to see the upcoming CNCF events, go to the following link. So cncf.io/events. And we have a couple of also KCDs with CFPs that are open. So check also the KCDs/KCDs on cncf.io if you want to submit your call for paper or just join an event and feel the local community of CNCF. All right, Ronit, thanks for your for spending the time with you for this hour. Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest of the day.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. Not
Cool.
gonna lie.
All right, thank you. And for those, have a good evening, have a good afternoon, depending where you're based, and see you soon for another live stream for the ChatLoopBackOff.
Signing off.
Bye.